Hey everybody. Yeah, let's get started. I have a little bit of backtracking to do, and then we'll figure out where to go from here. Hey Dave. Jeez. My miracle build is like super far ahead of even my Champion's Covenant's character. Alright, some backtracking. First, gotta get back into actual Covenant. How's everybody doing? Jerk. I'm a Sunbro at heart, so... Oh, I don't have any more Homeward Bones. Guess I'm just gonna have to huff it to the next bonfire. There's always time and room for praising. Oh, I'm dead. Never mind. I thought I'd be able to make it to, Alright, next thing I need to do, I need to look at the bonfire list. Let's see here. Let's go mess with... Let's go see if we can mess with the dragon now. Although messing with a dragon is a bit like messing with Sasquatch. So these guys are the Heide Knights. For 2/3 of the zone, they will be passive unless you kill the Dragon Rider. we did get their shield. Wielded by a warrior from a time so ancient that there exists no record of his endeavors. Has extremely low durability. Sometimes, just as the thing falls to pieces, it unleashes its last flash of great power. Very similar to the Kaitha stuff. Nerds with their shields up. Psst, shields. Wish I had more spell slots. Or like the simple infusion from Dark Souls 3. Well, since I'm a magic user, you really need to manage your spacing, so that you can have time to actually cast the spell. If I was in melee, I'd be a lot more aggressive right now. But like, spellcasters need to like maintain spacing, because it's a lot slower than just hitting them with a big knife. I think that's what I don't really care for with this build. I've been messing with a Cleric Knight build. Ring Chime, or actually no, it's called the Disc Chime, and a Lightning Spear, and it's been a lot smoother sailing. I'd rather hit things with a big knife, I think. So, the one... Some of you might have been here when I got through this section before. And I got to the dragon. And, we couldn't take everything on. Mostly because of fire. But do I even have any? That dumb frickin'. No, I do not. I can't. That hitbox. Really? Alright, fine. I'm bad at fire. Eat it, dragon! So, what you get from beating the dragon is you get to fight a boss, who you might have seen in Dark Souls 1. Created a lot of... still creates a bit of confusion. And you get the Cathedral of Blue, which is basically just here for the Covenant you get access to. You know, people have been saying, at least on Ian B's streams, because he's also playing SotFS for the first time, that the static skyboxes look like crap. And I'm like, they don't move, they are static. But the Heide skybox is super pretty. I'm pretty sure it's processing power that they're conserving by having this skybox be static, because the water effects look really intense. And remember, SotFS was also on the PS3, so they couldn't do the layered skyboxes that they have in Dark Souls 3. Yeah, I think it looks fantastic. Maybe I'm just some casual nub. I don't know. But that's the same for everything. Get around him, hit him in the butt. Alright, that's a bunch of effigies. I got that. Okay. So this is old Dragonslayer, who always gets me like that. Why did I jump? Man, me and depth perception. Get out of here. So, Old Dragonslayer is a boss in Dark Souls 1. Does he leave me a soul? I forget. Yeah. Soul of the Old Dragonslayer. The Old Dragonslayer is reminiscent of a certain knight that appears in old legends. Now, this boss fight confuses a lot of people because they're like, is this the real one? No. In a first half of a game all about imitations, this is not the real guy. And the soul pretty much confirms it. Reminiscent of, not the. And again, it's like FromSoft playing with our knowledge of English and our assumptions of English. Because sometimes, and a lot of times, colloquial English doesn't mean what the dictionaries say they mean. And FromSoft really likes playing with that. But this is, in a first half of a game about imitations, and everything is an imitation, this is an imitation. Here's my theory about all of that. This guy pretty much created this guy using the legends as sort of a base. Or, conversely, not this guy, but someone who lived here used the legends. Maybe it was Flan, whoever. But they used the legends and then they recreated what they knew of Ornstein. That's his name. His name is Ornstein. And they created basically a guy in an empty suit of armor to act like Ornstein. That's why he is definitely not as powerful as the Dark Souls 1 equivalent. And even the Dark Souls 1 one is an imitation too. Especially since Dark Souls 1 Ornstein doesn't do a dark magic butt slam like this one does. Which is why I think it's this guy, who we'll meet in a minute, who created him. Because we know from Soldan, and we know from, what's-his-face in Majula, that the Blue Sentinels basically went Yakuza in the world. They're like running protection rackets and stuff like that. So their whole mission has kind of twisted. And so when a mission is twisted in the Dark Souls universe, you get like dark magic and crap. So that's why I think it was Targray who created that golem. This is the bonfire. Like I said earlier, this bonfire is only here to serve as a quick travel to Covenant locations. But yeah, that's kind of my hot take about Old Dragonslayer. This guy, inspired by the legends, made an empty suit of armor in the likeness of, but it's reminiscent of his twisted nature underneath the surface, and it also serves as a good test. Ornstein is named for the composer Leo Ornstein, who's still alive, by the way, still making stuff. Leo Ornstein, I'm gonna make a joke. Leo Ornstein makes the Dark Souls of classical music. Lots of discordant melodies, lots of like chaotic stuff in his piano concertos. But yeah, Miyazaki named Ornstein for Leo Ornstein, hence the Leo ring. Anyway, we get the Cleric's Parma, and the Tower Shield. Is this the same Tower Shield from Demon Souls? Is this another Demon Souls reference? I forget. I had to see it real quick. Yeah. No, it's just a big sun. Just takes the name for the tower shield. Tower shield in Demon Souls looks different. It might actually still be a reference, but not completely. Tower shield. A metal great shield. Very heavy and requiring great strength to handle, but provides excellent defense. One requires strength to handle a great shield, but they are very stable. In battle, one fights using shield bash instead of parrying. I don't really use a shield, so... Okay. Watchdragon Parma? When did I get this? Did I just get this? Huh. Yeah, and the Cleric's Parma. A Parma used by clerics on pilgrimage, enchanted with a somewhat fragile blessing that allows spells to be deflected by parrying. Unfortunately, the shield provides very little physical defense and is more of a lucky charm than a proper shield. Very useful against, like, Scorpioness Najka. You can just parry her spells away. And more cracked blue eye orbs. So let's meet this guy. He's wearing a shield with a tree on it that also looks like fire. The tree branches are stylized to look like the licks of a flame. Pretty clever use of symbolism on that shield.
Transient being. This is no place for one such as you. Be gone. You are
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, Samuel. I'm pretty sure that's what's going on. Because it said it's reminiscent of old legends, so who else would be enamored by the legends than the guy in charge of the Blue Sentinels, who also went Yakuza, running protection rackets and stuff like that.
transient being. Nothing has changed.
He won't talk to me until I have a token of fidelity.
The blue, and I have nothing more to say. Be gone. You are not needed.
Well, screw you then. There is one you can find in the world. I guess we'll do that. It's kind of a pain in the butt, though. And yeah, I think that's what's going on, Samuel. He's basically an empty suit of armor, created by Targray to test the undead. And the soul in it is its soul, but it was, like, split off from, like, maybe Targray. Because, you know, you cut souls apart as if it isn't a big deal. And considering the rest of the first half of the game is all about everything being imitative or being fake or recreations and stuff like that, it makes a lot of sense. Um, 18. I don't think I'm doing terribly on stamina, so I think I'll take the... No, I need to hit 50 intelligence. And I should be really close, so let me pop some souls. Or see if I have any souls. Actually, I need to buy some life gems, so just pop everything. Alright, that should put me at 50. Staff of Wisdom is over here. Oh boy. See if I can't grab another level out of that. Alright, now I can buy some life gems. Alright, so, Staff of Wisdom. It's got a crystal on it. Let's go visit Straid and see what new things he might have first, and then I'll show you guys where to pick up that thing for Targray. Straid is feeble, cursed one. Hey, we're twinning. Isn't that cool? Isn't that cool, Straid? Hmm? No. Fine. What does he have? He's got bits of the Forlorn Armor set, which I'm not sure if I read. So let's read this. Because the Forlorn are fascinating. Born of Uldia's obsession with the first sin, the Forlorn lost both their corporeal form and a world to call their own. Now they drift into other worlds, ever in search of a home. But without self, one has neither beginning nor end, and so the Forlorn have only to wander. See here. I don't have cast light, but I don't really need cast light. I have that, I have that. Dude, where's all your spells? Oh, I'm gonna have to remember that Sacred Oath is over here for my miracle build. Yeah. I find the Forlorn with the sword a lot easier to parry. I've done that once or twice, but I'm usually two-handing it every time, so... Like, my miracle build doesn't even... Only just got a shield, but that shield can't parry, because it's the disc chime. Let's see here... Yeah, nothing really new. Whatever, Straid. I think attacking this backwards would be actually a lot easier. The Scythe Forlorn always get me, because their combo comes a lot faster than I expect half the time. That is not a thing. I've gotten it once. It's a difficult jump. Oh, the clock. That's not a clock. That's my fan. Gets really warm in here, so Now, is it just... I think it's just rolling off, right? Dang it! Yeah. Death is coming! Fine. H feather, let's try that again. I wonder if there's a way to just drop on it directly. Death is coming. Just like winter. Anybody excited for Game of Thrones tomorrow? Well, I have a silly hat on. Makes me look like I have horns. Man, musical chairs is so... Wait. Yeah, I can't jump directly on it. Yeah, it's running. So, tokens of fidelity are... his ear. Token recognizing that the owner has traveled worlds to help others. When in other worlds, it can also be used to restore the master of the world's HP, but this is only a secondary effect of the item. Simply carrying these tokens shows the depth of the holder's fidelity. So you can heal or save your host by burning these things. Yeah. Its opposite is the token of spite, which you get for killing the World Master. A token recognizing that the owner has traveled worlds to defeat others. When used, you are more likely to summon invaders from other worlds for a period of time. It's like the delicate string will bump you to the top of the queue if somebody burns a cracked red eye orb. If you burn this token. So let's go back to Targray, and he'll have some more dialogue for us. Yeah, it's over here. I think the amount of bonfires in Dark Souls 2 is more indicative of the engine that they're using than anything else. The graphic engine is pretty intensive for especially the PS3, and they only use this graphic engine in this game. Like, E&B was actually talking about it in his SotFS playthrough, like, yesterday, not today's, and not number 3, it's number 2 on his channel. This graphic engine was only used in Dark Souls 2, and so there's a lot of like dynamic loading hallways and a lot of elevators and the static skyboxes and some other stuff. So I think some of the bonfires are to help you along, so you can like skip a lot of those dynamic loading transition zones. Anyway, let's talk to Targray.
Transient being. You have obtained proof you are worthy of joining our order.
Yeah.
You may call yourself one of us, and are free to plant your roots in this garden of the gods. Be proud. I, Targray, do proclaim from this day you are a Knight of the Blue. Rejoice and bask in your new honor.
Fun fact, Targray's voice actor is Daniel Flynn, who also did Solaire. His brother was up here for the local convention. Jerome Flynn, who's Bronn on Game of Thrones.
Take this. Wear this ring and shine light upon stone. Then you will hear the voices of the Blue Apostles. Listen for their cries of help and repel the malicious invaders. This is the proud work of the Knights of the Blue. The way they elevate themselves to a higher plane. I'll provide what you need. You may visit me at any time.
I know, Sam! I know! And also, notice that he calls this a garden of the gods. Some garden. It's getting swallowed up by the ocean here.
Proud knight, you may come to me. Top.
So let's learn the gesture. See what he has to sell. He has Heavenly Thunder, which the Pardoner over the congregation also sells, and Emit Force, which you can get for free. So there's absolutely almost no reason to buy from this unless you can get here real early, like right out of the gate. But you have to deal with all the crap getting here and a dragon. So it's almost not worth it. But he also sells holy water urns. An urn filled with crystal clear water, originally intended as a soothing potion. This water scalds the skin of undead in hollows. In the old capital of Mira, an ancient, well-protected spring produces holy water. You know, that sounds like Kingsfield 4 stuff. The base in Kingsfield 4, side note, is a fountain with an elfin-looking lady who kind of looks like the Firekeeper in Dark Souls 3, but I digress. And she's sitting by a spring, and you carry holy water to heal in Kingsfield 4, as far as I understand it. Anyway, but the water has been difficult to acquire ever since Mira became embroiled in war. War seems to be a constant for a lot of the tangential lands that you only get mentions of. Alkin and Ven were at each other's throats. Then the old Iron King went and kicked Ven's crap in. Mira was peaceful and pretty religious, apparently, according to this description, and then fell to war and became a warlike nation, according to Lucatiel. Pretty interesting. He also sells bolt stones, which are important for getting lightning imbued weapons, which are very powerful in this game. Morningstar, halberd. Yeah.
Do your work.
Yep, sure. Bye. Oh, wait. Alright, this is... forget what this one is. Oh, I know what this one is. Let's go do that. It's from Servant Quarters. In vanilla, this is part of the critical path, but it isn't in Scholar. You can basically skip it. This guy had a lot of fun with his voice acting. He had a lot of fun. So again, with the theme of fake life all over the darn place in Dark Souls 2, the princess made a bunch of dwarves. There's a joke in here somewhere. Please make it at your leisure. But the princess made her dwarves to stand watch over Belfry Luna. They are also all over Belfry Soul, which is the belfry for her prince. Yeah, probably. He's a very tiny dude. I still like the implicit joke that a princess created her own 7 dwarves. So you can join the Belt Keepers if you really wanted to. You really just want to collect their rings. This is one of their first 4... No, is it? This is one of their forays for, like, protecting areas, which happens a lot more in Dark Souls 3. There's a bunch of covenants dedicated to just protecting areas, and you get summoned in immediately to, like, hunt down a person who, like, trespasses. It used to be as soon as you walked in here, you got invaded. Seriously, they're all grumpy. You know, I would have paid more attention to Snow White and the Seven Dwarves if our seven dwarves were murderous dudes like this guy, like these guys. So this is a pain in the butt boss fight. Bashful is the one you can lock on, please lock on. So rude. Not an easy boss fight. I'm just over leveled. Considering they initially meant for you to do this really early in the game, it's such a pain in the butt. In vanilla, you have to do this very early in the game to get the key, the Bastille key. But in Scar, they moved it, so they basically kind of contented this boss fight. I'm just doing it for doing it. And you pass through here. The Southern Ritual Band, which it's the better version of it is somewhere else. You get yourself a bonfire. And a whole lot of doggos. What the heck? That's a lot of doggos. It's a super amount of doggos. Still don't have any arrows, do I? Lock on, I will never cease to not understand you. I got an idea. If I still have any, anyway. Oh! There we go. Doggos? Three more should be okay. Alright. think down here is Havel's armor. I want to say. Alright, fine. Alright. Vorgel. Never fought him before. Holy moly, you don't like magic at all. Vorgel. Does he appear anywhere else? Yeah, Dragon Tooth is right there. More doggos. And the Enchanted Falchion, which might actually be another Demon Souls reference. The Enchanted Falchion was, in Demon Souls, super OP. Like, if you wanted to easy mode Demon Souls, you'd finish with Phalanx, open up leveling, and then you'd run through 4-1, get the Enchanted Falchion, and then go through Stonefang Tunnel. And that's because the enemies in Stonefang are scaled, and they are only weak to either magic damage or piercing damage. And the easiest way to get either of those is to get the Enchanted Falchion. The Dragon Tooth, let's read that. It is... yeah, it's over here. Dragon Tooth, a giant dragon tooth used as a great hammer. As solid as a boulder, this tooth is said to be taken from a dragon, but the truth of this claim is unclear. It's funny how so much of this game is their imitations and stuff like that, but like they have no idea whether it's true or not, whether this thing is really a dragon tooth or not. What is certain is that it bears some mystical power, and its wielder gains resistance to magic and fire. In vanilla, the Bastille key would be like over here. Let's see here. Anything... oh, right. Yeah, I should do that too. I always forget what that bonfire is. And we should go deal with Eleum Loyce, so let's go to Majula. And go mess with Eleum Loyce. Why is my left weapon going down? Wait a second. What? Huh. I am... Oh, right. You know why? Because it's going back to pre-ring. So before rings, it's at 448. And after rings, it's 448. Let's go to 20. I really like Eleum Loyce. Eleum Loyce is pretty neat. Fastest way to Eleum Loyce is through the shaded woods. Ah. Eleum Loyce is so pretty. Why does it have to be such a pain in the butt? Come on, FromSoft. Alrighty. Shola is one of my favorites, but I think story-wise, Eleum Loyce is my favorite. Do you guys want to see the attacking the boss? I can't fight the boss without seeing it, but if you guys want to see some of that dialogue, let me know. Welcome to Eleum Loyce. Before Sorig, anyway. Summer in Minnesota. Don't you know? I love Minnesota. It's my favorite American accent. Oh man. I need to get arrows. Oops. Let me clear this up a little bit. So Eleum Loyce introduces a mechanic that doesn't really get fleshed out until Dark Souls 3. Frostbite. Except here it's kind of a static thing. And in Dark Souls 3 it's given its own like status stuff. This is an elevator. Its lever is broken. We'll get to that later. It's a return of the Heide's Knights, except it's a priestess. They don't aggro until you get a key item later. You can kill them. But there's no real point until they start messing with you. Magic wore off. Gosh, I need to go to Wallager too. Just took a peek at my durability. All the DLCs will test your durability. Oh. Once again, if you don't have a +7 by the time you start DLCs, the game is telling you need a +7 or better. Doggos. The doggos are eternal. So if you can see my character model, my clothes are getting a little frosty from the bottom. That's the gauge for Frostbite in this game, more or less. Alright, this requires some doing. Strategic running away. Frostbite, as it gets over to your head, pretty much slows your movement down a little bit. I think it also slows your stamina, maybe? But I've got Chloranthion, so... Isn't there another one that I'm not seeing? Yeah, there's the other one. Are you coming or just gonna hang out back there? That was mean. Alright, he doesn't give a crap about my magic, really. In here you can pretty much warm up, and you can see the Frostbite drip right back down. Your body is the gauge. The footprints are neat. Hey, Memitim, what's going on? We are slowly making our way through Eleum, Loyce. For a moment, it looks like this is a fog wall, but it's not. Pop another one of those. My dog is here. Hi, doggy. Are you just as annoying as a FromSoft dog? Yeah. Pokes, pokes. It teleports all over the place, yeah. So all of this is stuff you've got to come back to. It's a bad idea coming up here. Mostly because of durability issues, but... So these are all treasure chests, but there's nothing you can do to break the ice because of the supernatural storm going on right now. Magic weapon dropped out. Speaking of doggos, should be... Isn't there another one? Okay. Oh, come on. Shoot. Thought he was still distracted a little bit. It is a very long section, so buckle up. I was pretty close to the bonfire too, which is really annoying. I had like one more encounter. So, anything anybody want to talk about? Because nothing is really dropped for me to talk about yet with regards to Eleum Loyce. Not a whole lot to talk about while I make my way through. And then they learn. My last dog, my first dog, her name was Lola. She was a Pomeranian. She loved the snow. Rolled around in it. Absolutely loved it. Just couldn't get enough of the snow. She'd like dig little forts, roll around, get her snout covered in snow. Loki though? Loki's not having it. He doesn't really like snow. He actually doesn't really like the rain either. He likes nice sunny days. do I still have magic weapon on? Yes? Yes. Spears, man! I am so bad at fighting with spears. Soul of Cinder's spear mode is probably my worst mode too. Ooh, Ice Rapier, finally something to talk about. So, Ice Rapier. Rapier wielded by the sorcerers of Eleum Loyce, imbued with a magic that is released with a strong attack. A great protective wall was erected to protect Eleum Loyce from the encroaching chaos, and these sorcerers were among its defenders. So, these guys aren't so much knights as they are spellblades, more or less. And this is a priestess, but we'll talk about them a little bit later. Charmer ahead. Damn you, doggos! So basically, Eleum Loyce was fronted by a huge contingent of battle mages, right? So But that begs the question where all the actual knights are. We'll get to that. Because all of the actual knights are indisposed. That was just bad. Do. One more, and then I'm gonna have to effigy. I might need the actual protection instead, too. What the heck? Frickin' spears. Game's really mad that I got really close to that second bonfire. That guy must be super heavy. Alright, now you. Okay, so that's that. Your goal is that place right there, that big glowing place. Remember, FromSoft likes to direct your attention with lights. That's a big glowing light. But it is a long trek to get there. Magic weapon's not there anymore. He was lucky that I got backed up into the ice thing. Ice to see, yes. What's up, Zad? It's okay. It keeps killing me. Pretty close to the next bonfire. So everybody's been seeing me do the same sort of battles like a couple times. So I'm gonna try and run it. I don't think I'm going to make it, but you never know. Get out of the way. Okay. What's up, Zed? What's going on? Nah. Souls! Mine! There. Sometimes running is the way. I had to go buy some more life gems. I haven't tried Dead Cells. I want to play Dead Cells and I want to play Hollow Knight. I've heard really great things about like Hollow Knight. So I want to play that. I also want to play Final Fantasy XII Zodiac Age. No, there's no chance my PC is going to play Dead Cells. There is no chance my PC will do Dead Cells. For those who are new to the stream, my PC, about 8 feet away, is a Vista PC. It's on Windows Vista x64. It's an Intel Quad-Core 2 processor, but the graphics card is integrated and hasn't been updated since 2009. It is the Dark Souls of PCs. As you... No, I don't. No. When I get a new computer, it's going to be a new computer. It'll last just as long. So as you can see, this DLC has like 5 full bonfires, and we made it to the second one. Yeah, my video card is integrated, so like it's like bolted onto the motherboard. It's really funny. It still chucks. It still runs. I took really good care of it. I got it in like 2008 or whatever. Really, the only thing that's holding it back, and the only thing that's ever held it back, is the graphics card. But I don't think my motherboard will take a new graphics card. I'd have to change the motherboard if I wanted to recycle everything. That said, I kind of like playing on my television anyway. And initially I got my PS3 as a Blu-ray player, because when I got my PS3 I was actually out of video gaming for a while. But like when I got it, it was still the best Blu-ray player in the market. So I got a PS3. And the PS3 and the PS4 are very good multimedia devices. I think if I was able to do like gaming on my PC, I wouldn't get any work done. Wow! That guy can jump. Lloyd's talismans, so they were hunting undead here too. Isn't there? There's a path up here, right? Yeah. I think I have to come at it from the other side. Ring of the Embedded. The last time we saw anything about the Embedded, it was Castle Drang Lake after Shrine of Amana. So let's see what it's all about. Side note, doesn't it look like the prisoner's chain? Gain surprises but take additional damage. Ring crafted from the chains of the Embedded. Receive various benefits, but at the cost of increased damage taken. The chains of the Embedded have the power to transform people into slaves of pleasure, setting them on a path to ruin. This ring augments that peculiar quality. So it's very similar to the prisoner's chain. Not sure if they are exactly the same lore-wise, but it is fun to consider. Drang Lake? Oh, my particular American accent pretty much swallows, like, the last syllable, so it sounds like I'm swallowing the last syllable. You can hear it when I say kitten. Kitten. Yeah. And that was Dark Dance. Which is over here. Hex that converts souls into a large mass of dark. This momentous mass of dark dances to signal the joy of its own release, or perhaps merely to taunt foes as it veers towards them. Hexes are an expression of human depravity, of which this dance is a perfect example. Kind of reminds me of the legend of Salome. I don't know. I assume you guys know the legend of Salome. But I can explain if you guys don't. Oh, come on, lock on. Salome is a biblical story. Ah, dang it. Hold on. Let me deal with this guy before I... Okay, so Salome. Salome in biblical legend was a girl of unparalleled beauty and stuff like that, and she's brought to a king, forget which king it is, and he makes her dance for him, and to keep herself alive, she unveils like a veil every time she dances. So like she's got like 50 trillion veils and stuff like that. That was mean. So she dances for him pretty much every night, and she takes off like one veil, and it basically is to keep her alive. But it was to demonstrate the king's depravity and what he does to humiliate different people. Yes, this is your clue that this is a mimic. Once these ice walls come down, and they will, this mimic will go back to how it is. You have to just kind of remember that this is a mimic when you come back to get all this stuff. Yeah, it has parallels to Arabian Nights. I'm not a mimic. This guy breakdances in his spare time. Did you guys see that? There's a bunch of invisible guys behind me. I don't have any way of dealing with that kind of thing. so we're just going to skip that for now. Remember that thing we saw with the broken lever? This is the other side of it. So you can move this out of the way, and there will be a chest when you get back there. I want to tell these things to chill out, but I think it's a little too on the nose. No, please don't do that. Green blossoms will be everywhere. I love puns. I love puns. Bring it out. Since there's like not a whole lot going on, bring out your best puns. Your breast ice puns. Let's go. Okay, so that's the critical path. Let's go back up because there's... Hey, look! Invisible ladder. Splintering lightning spear. Bicycle, bicycle. No, it's not going to happen. Come on, lock on. Oh, come on. Dog. Really? Doggos. That's what I wanted to prevent. Oh well. Time for a jog, because I think I can jog this too. Maybe. Wait, it is this way? Yeah, going for an ice jog. I thought I lost aggro. Never mind. Alright, so we've made it to our destination, or our initial one, the big glowing place. Notice the Eye of the Priestess was located on her head. It was literally her eye. Now that we've taken it, it has disappeared. It is a key item, or yeah, it's right here. Allows one to see the unseen. The eye of the first priestess who watched over Eleum Loyce allows one to see the unseen. All the great priestesses replaced one of their birth eyes with this, returning it after their term was complete. So, that's got to be some trial. When you become a priestess, you like rip out one of your eyes and you replace it with this thing, and then you returned it. Either you were dead, or you went about life with one eye after you were finished. This priestess looks like she was dead. Fun fact about this thing is now all of the unseen enemies in the shaded wood you can see. So there might be some connection between Eleum Loyce and the shaded wood, considering they have the same sort of unseen mechanics. But it's hard to tell. What do we still got here? Alright, great magic weapon. This is a shortcut for later. Henri, come here. Come here, Henri. So if you come over here and you like miss out on the ring or the eye, you'll get wrecked by this person because they are invisible. Exploring skulls are really useful for the doggos. Meet it to the next bonfire. And now that we've stolen the Eye of the Priestess, all the priestesses are awake. Yeah, Henri with the what's-his-face's weapons. Alright, we're okay with durability, so let's keep going. You can, from this bonfire, just warp back to the first one and take on the first boss, which is to your left. I prefer to, like, clear the level first. Lock-on's only locking on to that one. Also boss weapons. Yeah, I went and visited Straid, but it doesn't really have anything I want. Dang it. I think Eleum Loyce might be the longest one. The longest of the DLCs. Yeah, right down the road. Oh, artifacts. You're so cool. Because Eleum Loyce requires you, this whole DLC requires you to do a lot of backtracking, so I'd rather get all the doors open while the ice is still on. No? Yes? Make your... No? Yes? Alright. That should be enough. Once the ice is down, these giants, which are not giants, they're golems, will activate, and they will just make this room just a bit more of a pain. So it does make sense to get it done. Holy Knight Arum. This guy is a jerk. He invades and then he decides to like hide out as a barrel. But he is your mid-boss for this section. That's not active. I will have to give credit where credit is due. See, there he is. And then I'm gonna make him chase me over here. Come here. A lot of the NPC invaders in the DLCs are super smart, and whoever programmed them, I want to both give a drink to and complain about it. Because dang it. By the way, that's the front door. Like, Moglin in Broom Tower, as soon as she's losing, she, like, runs down in the curse. Orlin turns himself into a barrel. We'll get to him, but we have basically completed the first route through. Wait, where the heck is Eleum Loyce? Okay. So we're gonna switch bonfires. Actually, I probably need to go to Wallager and buy a repair powder. Wallager? Whatever. Let's go do that. And then we'll take on the first boss. Eleum Loyce, especially since you're hitting ice enemies, they decide it will be murder on your durability. To Wallager. They use a lot of NPC invasions to be mini bosses in the DLCs, which is why their AI programming is super good. Now that we've opened up all 3 DLCs, Villager also has new stuff. He carries the black flamestone dagger, yellow quartz longsword, the bound hand axe, the homunculus mace, transgressor's staff, transgressor's leather shield, black flamestone parma, the yellow quartz shield, and bound wooden shield, and homunculus wooden shield. As far as I know, this was like pre-order bonuses. Somebody can correct me, maybe. A dagger affixed with a black crystal, found deep inside the gutter in the Black Gulch. Heavier than a standard dagger, but with a fine crystal that gives it a smoother slice. Some of the more determined souls exiled to the gutters sought to scale the walls of the forsaken place and walk the earth once again, but failed, and wasted away, mired in misery and resentment. A straight yellow sword affixed with yellow quartz. This long sword was found in the Iron Keep, breaks easily due to corrosion, but is light and still inflicts very significant damage. In the old Iron King's Great Iron Keep was a vast collection of weapons, erected as a display of strength to the world, but they were lost when the king's conceit doomed the castle to sink into a lake of fire. In Egyptian thinking, the lake of fire is their hell, and that got co-opted into Judeo-Christian religion. In Egyptian thinking, when you were undergoing your journey through the underworld, if you failed, say, the weighing of the heart against the Ma'at feather, you'd get thrown into a lake of fire. And that became our version of hell for the most part. Bound hand axe. An axe with an unusual design, found in the Undead Purgatory. The chains and spikes wrapped around the axe cause bleeding, but weaken the axe's effectiveness when slashing. Accessories that are added to a weapon for the sole purpose of tormenting foes can often detract from the weapon's natural effectiveness. An axe should be what it is. It should, enjoy what it is instead of trying to be something else. Homunculus mace. A pole with lumps attached to it, found in the manor of Aldea. Heavier than a standard mace, but with more effective striking owing to its hard lumps. In the far eastern outskirts of Drang Lake lies an old manor that is now long forgotten, as it should be, for the things that lurk there are better left unknown. Transgressor's staff. A staff enwreathed in a matte blackness, found in the heart of the dark chasm. A catalyst for sorceries and hexes. No one knows what lies beyond the dark passage found across Drang Lake, but perhaps they are better left undisturbed. Transgressor's leather shield. Same thing. So yeah. Especially the black flamestone dagger tells of what the gutter is. The gutter is basically the Valley of Defilement. It serves a lot of the same thing in Dark Souls 2. Yet again, Dark Souls 2 loves referencing Demon Souls. Valley of Defilement also threw away sick people, aborted fetuses, and lots of other things. And that's where they kind of set up shop, unable to get back to the quote-unquote normal world. And so there was some resentment there too. There's a merchant who sounds pretty resentful anyway, in Demon Souls. Same thing with the gutter. They were thrown away, and they can't get out. They tried, but they can't, which makes you a bit of an interesting case with regards to all of that. And Gilligan sort of kind of too, but he didn't get nearly as far down as anybody else. Or like you or something. I need all of that. Thanks, Welliger. Let's go fight a boss. So any thoughts as to those weapons that just kind of triggered unlocked for Welliger? Little bits of extra stuff to know. I also like how the Holy Knight also wears a Mira shield. Oh hey, Steelheart Ellie. It's nice to see you. See if I even remember how to dodge this big cat. You can see it all the way up there. Late. Ah, damn it. Was I early? I think I was early, maybe. Ava's very cute. Ava's definitely a snow leopard. With extra flamey things. Nice to see magic actually does a thing to Ava, though. Damn it. Wrong spell. Ah, dang it. Misread that. Yeah, totally chomp. I thought it was doing a pounce. That pounce. Still in life gem frames. Chompa 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 Rooney. Alright, fine. I guess I'll just do melee. Seriously though, forget guard dogs. Just give me an Ava. Also, Ava is very much cooler than Lud and Zalin. Lud and Zalin can go to the pound for all I care. Ah, that roll catch. Thought I was out. Never mind. Guess I wasn't. Should have learned because it happened like right before that too. Chomparoonies. A catastrophe. But yeah, you can tell that like people who went into this DLC blind and they like hung the immediate left, and they wouldn't know that like you have to go through the level to get the Eye of the Priestess, and they see Ava. Well, they don't see Ava. They can't see Ava, and they get chomped immediately, and they're like, what the hell? Because if you come in here without doing the level, Ava will be completely invisible. Dang it! That was a misread. Oh, right. Switch these and stick on those. Ah, that was a miss. Yay! Shortcut door. And that's Ava. If you can see my durability on Twitch, I was about to have to use one of these. Welcome to the Grand Cathedral. Let's talk about this statue. Is it headless or like, because my first inclination is to say it's headless, but it looks like it got burst apart, or like there's like, you know, the Prowling Magus has that headdress that it does. Yeah, like I think it's headless, but like right where the neck is so weird. Maybe it's just not a clean break and that's just graphical error. It's using a like pontiff staff or like a shepherd's hook, which are basically made to look like one another. Not what I wanted to see. I wanted to look at the note. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, that too, Motsky, that it got just defaced and like somebody like chopped away at the head. But why would they do that? Why would whoever do that? It feels really strange to me. Let's get some backstory. So, you can't really see her because she's like a silhouette, but she has the same sort of ice glow flame kind of thing that Ava does. You can only tell that she's kind of hooded, like the rest of the priestesses. I wonder if she actually has a character model. Does anyone know if she actually does? If somebody ripped into the PC files and seen if she actually has a character model or if she's just a shadow. Alright, let's talk. Somebody that has a poking weapon. Oh. Sweet. We'll have to do that. Because I know my platinum run, I just didn't do that. Like, I got like 5 or 6 of them because I was helping people. Maybe I'll do that off camera, I don't know. Like, I know that you get the armor from with the 50 souls, 50 Loyce souls. Sure. Also, it's Juliet. Alsana's seal is undone, and the winds of Eleum Loyce are ceased. And you can. Okay. So she hints at the next task within the DLC. Technically, if you wanted to be finished with the DLC, you can do it the hard way and go challenge the DLC's final boss. Well, final story boss. There is an optional boss right now, but it is pretty difficult. You get one helper. One guy kind of sits here and he's like, I'm gonna help you. And it is kind of to clue you in, if you didn't get what Alsana was saying, that there are helpers to go find, and there are 1, 2, 3 more to go find. Yeah. The next fight is pretty fun. It's kind of like the Royal Rat Vanguard done right. Like, it's a big melee. So the story here that she just tells us, because there's a lot to say about Alsana, because she's the most fleshed out child of Dark in the game, maybe. But taking it piece by piece, she is the queen, more or less, and they're kind of a spiritual nation given all the priestesses and the sorcerers about. And so the king erected the place to both protect his subjects and to contain the spreading chaos. And the chaos is a old concept. It's kind of entropy, kind of not. And eventually the king decided to have a one last ditch effort, and he took his closest knights and he jumped into the chaos, which is through that door, and he didn't return. And she has been keeping watch ever since, and it's been a long, long time. Given that you've beaten Ava, you've impressed her enough that you are potentially strong enough to go find him and to finish what he started. And she tells you that there are that while he took most of his knights, there are more to find, and you can go find them, and that's basically your next task. Go find the knights of Eleum Loyce. And to do that, she helps you out by shattering all of the ice stuff all over the place and quieting the storm outside, because the storm is her doing. We just picked up the vessel shield. It's over his ear. Shield depicting a priestess of Eleum Loyce emanates a certain heat that heightens the ability of its bearer. The priestesses who devoted themselves to appeasing the ancient flame are no longer. And if we want to check that out, let's put it on to look at the model. Yeah. You can see the priestess at the top. Let me see if I can't get better lighting. Yeah. So the priestess is up the top, and she's embracing a flame kind of thing. Also, there's roots. That could also mean the chaos, because chaos and roots are very intertwined. Get it? Intertwined? Huh? And it also looks like she's kind of pregnant with Flyer. So that's pretty interesting too. Neat art. Let's go back to Majula. Because we are getting to that point. See here, endurance would be nice. A little bit of that would be nice. Some more cast speed would be great. I should go get the king's stuff, shouldn't I? I'll probably do that tomorrow. So, what do you guys think of what we've experienced so far with Eleum Loyce? I know there's a lot to talk about with Eleum Loyce, and how it fits into the larger narrative, because both Alsana and Nadalia and Elena and their relationships with their kings are a mirror image to what we're seeing with Nashandra and Vendrick, except they're all kind of like made for each other in different ways. And it also tells us a bit about the kings who have come between maybe the chosen undead and now. And while we might be an imitator, and this age might be held up by an imitator or a usurper, depending on how you look at things, also known as Aldia, it's working well enough. What do you guys think? What's the observations that you've got so far, either with like just Eleum Loyce or with what we're seeing in the greater scheme of things? Side note, that still looks like a crystal lizard sunning itself. Hey, Mount Justice. We're wrapping up. What do you think of Eleum Loyce? We just beat Ava. And we just had a minor discussion with Alsana. And I was looking at crystal lizards in rock. Yeah, we've basically got just bosses and 2 of the DLCs left. And we've got to go searching for the knights in Eleum Loyce. I agree, Motsky. Because, like, Vendrick and Ashandra deserve each other. And, like, Vendrick loves Chandra, as he calls her. But their relationship's super toxic. The budget for the Skyboxes went into the water. Because that's these water effects are super intense. And yeah, like Motsky, you hit it on the head. Alsana is supposed to be the embodiment of Manus's fear, right? Whereas Elena is Manus's wrath, and Nashandra is Manus's greed, and who am I missing? Nadalia is Manus's loneliness. Maybe it has something to do with that, like, because she says later that the Ivory King gave her comfort and knew already what she was, kind of intuited it, and he comforted her and accepted her anyway, and that, like, assuaged her fear. And like the children of Manus can enforce a peace so deep it's like the dark, to quote Welliger, which is very similar to Yorshka's spears weapon art, by the way. And it's also called Pacify, side note, but I'm not saying anything, I'm just saying. Just saying. Just saying. But, I think you're onto something, Motsky. Like, I think Alsana and her king's relationship was way better, maybe because of what Alsana represented and, like, what the king intuited and gave her. Because I don't think Vendrick knew immediately what Nashandra was and, like, adapted. He found out later and then pieced out to try and protect her from herself, and that didn't really work out that well. Jesus. They went way overboard on these water effects. I just imagine my PS3 dying on this. Good thing this is PS4. By the way, if anybody's interested, there's my soul memory. 1.6 million, more or less. I've died a lot and lost a lot of those souls. I'm gonna fix my spell box too while I'm chatting with you guys. Don't need any of this. Though I can use hexes now, can't I? If anybody knows hexes, let me know which ones are really good. Feeble, cursed ones. But if no one has anything else to say or anything like that, I want to thank you guys for joining me tonight. It's really appreciated. It's a lot of fun. This one's on me, man. Who's got 2 thumbs and does sorceries? Me. I love DS2 emotes. I love DS2 emotes. Anyway, thank you for joining me, guys, and have a great night. As always, there's Discord and Twitter if you want to keep the conversation going. See you guys later.